Hello everyone! In this video, we'll continue to dig deeper into God Hand from the previous video. This time, the main subject is Slan. Let's get started. As I have considered the God Hand, I found one thing in common. That is, except for Void and Femto, all of the other God Hands are all named after sci-fi novels. Slan is named from A.E. Van Vogt's Slan. Ubik is Ubik by Philip K. Dick. Conrad is And Call Me Conrad by Roger Zelazny. All of them are named after sci-fi novels. Since Mr. Miura is a big fan of sci-fi, I think this hypothesis might be reliable. In this video, I'm going to deepen this discussion with a focus on Slan based on this fact. I will briefly explain about Slan by A.E. Van Vogt. The main character is Jomi, a boy with psychic powers called Slan, which enables him to read people's minds. In that world, everyone hates the Slan. The Slan has 2 hearts and a tuft of golden tactile hair. If they find out he's Slan, he'll be killed. Since he can read others' minds, his fear increases even more. If someone suspects anything and calls the police, that's the end of his life. Jomi's goal is to make a world where Slan can live safely, but his mother, the only person who protected him, was arrested. His only hope is the huge underground passage which his father left to him. In its depths, there is a secret that could change the world. No matter what it takes, Jomi must survive until he acquire the knowledge to reach to the secret and decipher it. Crisis after crisis, reversals after reversals, and then the upset. This is a work of sci-fi novel on the high road. The original book was published in 1940, and the first Japanese edition was published in 1968. It is a classic of the supernatural SF in Japan, and considered to be a masterpiece. It is said that this novel affected Hagio Moto's early works, such as the Po Clan.
The theme of Slan by Van Vogt is the worldview of the persecuted. The psychics must be killed. We have to persecute them. If we don't, we must be killed. Those who are persecuted and killed don't understand why they have to be hunted. Isn't it natural that we have different abilities than humans? Why can't we coexist with humans? This story expresses the sorrow of the persecuted and the justice of the hunted.
This story might have something to do with the characterization of Slan. Let's discuss what she was like when she was a human.
The direct thing I can think of is that people who are persecuted for their unique abilities. When I think about it in the world of BERSERK, I think the first thing that comes to mind is witch. I'm getting a similar image to Casca's position in the Tower of Absolution.
When I think about her, she has the most lines of dialogue of all the God Hands, and Slan might be the one who has the most hints of her character. I think the most clues about Slan are hidden in the Horror of the Womb Sea in volume 26. I'm going to dig deeper. First, let me summarize the process of the events leading up to Slan's manifestation in Qlipoth. In Enoch Village, Guts and his friends went into the nest of trolls in order to save Casca and Farnese, who were kidnapped by the trolls in the middle of flooding caused by Shirka's magic. However, it was Qlipoth, the dark realm where the astral world and the present world completely overlap, leaving Casca in the hands of his friends. Guts, now able to take on the trolls without worrying about their backs, he unleashed the fierceness inside of him, and he reaped and destroyed trolls one after another. Then, suddenly, Slan manifest by using the flesh of the trolls Guts killed as a substitute, and the Skull Knight appears there too. From here, volume 26, The Horror of the Womb Sea. I think there's an important meaning hidden in this name. First of all, kanji means sea is written with kanji means fetus and make them sound like harawada, which is phonetically wrong. Since Slan manifested from the organ of trolls, at first I thought it is read as harawata, which is phonetically right. I thought the kanji was phonetic equivalent, but when I looked at the ruby carefully, it had a muddy dot. Thus, it sounds harawada. The character for sea sometimes sounds wada, so we can see there is a hidden meaning. I'm sure there is a reference to Harawata, and this is the name the Skull Knight is calling her. That's the important part. I think this name accurately represents the time what she was when she was a human. The kanji fetus means womb, pregnancy, birth. As the kanji suggests, Qlipoth was like the inside of Slan's body. She can freely give birth to the astral world within it.
As for the kanji sea sounds wada, it comes from an ancient Japanese reading. As the phrase Mother Sea suggests, the sea has a strong image of the mother of all life. And as Shirka says in volume 28, the ocean is connected to the astral world. In Okinawa's original belief, the sea is different from this world, and it makes us feel the connection with the land of Hades. From the above, the image of motherhood and the astral world itself can be found in her nickname. Next, we'll discuss Qlipoth, which Slan calls her realm. In the first place, Qlipoth is in a concept of Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah. It means evil forces or unbalanced power. In the Jewish Kabbalah, there is a concept of the Sephirot, or Tree of Life. The Sephirot appears in Genesis in the Old Testament. It is a sacred tree that was planted in the Garden of Eden. It is said that if you eat the fruit of this tree, you will be equal to God and have eternal life. Qlipoth is the opposite of Sephiroth. It is called the evil tree. The 10th Sephiroth of the Sephiroth. It extends downward from the 10th Sephiroth of the Sephiroth of Malkuth. It's like the tree of life turned upside down. It represents the darkness that is inherent in humans. It is like a world of emptiness, or a black hole. It is said that when we fall into this place, the life energy is absorbed, can make you mentally ill, and even lose their lives. I think this concept is connected to the abyssal gods that we discussed before. I think it might be associated with the Dark Witch who was Morda's mentor on the Fairy Island. I wonder if Slan used to be a master of dark magic on Fairy Island since she considers Qlipoth to be her domain. And the way she sarcastically calls the Skull Knight as king might because she has known him since he was on Fairy Island. Harnell also calls the Skull Knight as king. I think there's a connection here. And for some reason, she was caught in a witch hunt and reincarnated as the God Hand. And the most suitable person for Qlipoth is Guts, said the manifested Slan. I think the line where Slan talks to Guts is very important. And since the path is open, I knew you would come to my realm, Qlipoth. I think expression "the path is open" means that the present world and the astral world began to overlap by the incarnation of the fifth God Hand. Guts was deeply traumatized by the eclipse, and his vengeance, anger, and fear leads Guts himself unconsciously towards Qlipoth. I think that's what she's saying. Slan's astral body was torn apart by Guts' Dragon Slayer, but it seems that she enjoyed it as if it is a sexual pleasure. Slan, who feeds on hatred, fear, and anguish, I sense a strong connection between her and Guts. The driving force behind Guts' power in the Berserker armor is a negative emotion. The reason why Slan loved Guts, maybe after the eclipse, it may have been Slan who was stirring up Guts' passions. In volume 28, when Guts sees the ocean at night, he said, "I feel like I'm going to be sucked into the bottom of this dark swell." Slan may be beckoning Guts at the end of the sea, which is connected to the astral world. And right after that, Guts was unable to tame the Berserker armor and consumed by his own rage. I've only touched on various things superfacially this time. Now, I've come to realize that there are many things need to access, such as Kabbalah, to understand this comic. Berserk's worldview is based on various world myths, lore, and religions. We can't know how to be concluded this vast and complicated world now. First of all, I think we need to think about what late Miura used as inspiration to create Berserk. Cthulhu mythology, Norse mythology, Christianity, Kabbalah, alchemy, Gnosticism, Mahabharata, and perhaps Eastern philosophy from Buddhism to Shintoism. I think it's going to be necessary to consider ancient thoughts from all over the world. Well, this is the most troubled topic I've ever considered. I've been struggling with this for a long time. I hope my opinions are not too complicated for you guys. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the like and comment. Thank you for watching.